So, as I said before, if you're using a Mac, you can't do this within Excel. You have to use another tool, and I will show you how to use it with the tool Exploratory. Exploratory, here's the website, is an open source tool, but you can use, and it runs on Mac and Windows. So I will show you how to do this. Just download here the product. You can get the public version. This is this one here. And what do you have to do? You create a new project. I call it here, this is Gapminder fertility rate. And you call it the version 2 because I have one. I tried this. I create the version. And then, after doing this, creating a project, you have to load the data into the program. You do this by creating a data frames. Click on the plus sign here and set file data. And just select Excel file. And then you select your Excel information. Where do we have the original ones? This is we have the fertility rate, so I need this one. I just open this up. So, and now the first steps we can do now here is that we use, you see, first row as header. Remember, we had this on Excel. And here we have skip first n rows. So we said here skip first 2 rows. Just select and click on apply. And then we see we have country name, country code, indicator name, indicator code, and then the years. Remember, we have the structure in Excel. So we say save. Just create this one. So we now, Exploratory is working. So we see now here is a data quality tab about all the rows we have, but we will just switch over to the table view you see here. And then we add a new step to transform the data. We add a new step, and in Exploratory, the transformation in the first normal form is used by this one, gather wide to long. Gather wide to long. And now we said select the column names, and there is one that's really amazing. They said all numeric columns. Just select all numeric columns, and we run this step. Now you see we have here the key, a value, 2 columns here that have no values, and then we have an indicator code, indicator name, country code, and so on. We have transformed the data. So now we can add this one. We can remove. Can we just remove this one? Or no, we had add a new step, select columns. So we need this one, the country code we need. We do not need the indicator name, and we do not need the indicator code. We need the key and the value. We know that the value is the fertility rate. The key is the year. We say run, and then we can rename the key till this is the year, and then this one is fertility rate. Run. Remember, we had the same structure in the Excel. So, and now we can export this, the export step data as an Excel file, and we just load it here in our file here and said this is the fertility rate, first normal form exploratory. So that's it, and now we can add here a new file and say we need the life expectancy and do the same steps again. We skip the first two rows, apply the steps. Now we have here the life expectancy, save this. Switch over to the tabletop and say, okay, we want to add a new step onto that, gather wide to long, and select our column names, all numeric columns, and run. So then add a new step, select columns, we only need the country name, we need the country code, we need the key, and we need the value. Run. Then we have to rename this one. This is a year. And this value is, I think this is the life expectancy. Life expectancy. Run. And we export this one as an Excel file in our folder where we have here. This is the life expectancy, first normal form exploratory. Do not override them, just rename this. Exploratory. So, we have life expectancy, we have here the fertility rate, and just do the same one. We need Excel file. We have the life expectancy, we have the fertility, we need the population, this is this one. Open up this and do the same steps again. Skip the first two rows. Apply this. Save the steps. Waiting for Exploratory to fill in, to create the summary information. We do not need this, but Exploratory is doing this. Switch over to the table and add the new step, like gather wide to long, all numeric columns, run the step. Then we need to select the columns, we need the country name, the country code, the key and the value. We run this and we now rename the same thing, this is the year, and we need the population. And then in the last step we export this as an Excel file in our folder where we have the population, first normal form exploratory. So if we look at our folder, we now here have our fertility rate in the first normal form built up on Excel. We have it done with Exploratory. We have it done with Excel or Exploratory or Excel or Exploratory. But we have all the information we need. We have in first normal form. We will also use one table out of the original file, the region table. If we look at this one, we will use just open up the file. The metadata from the countries we will use the region here, so that we have this. So I will create one singular. No, I won't create one. We use it out of here. So now we have transformed the data, and the next step I will show you how we can recreate this visualization.